On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, it's about built-in functions in JavaScript. It includes essential functions for programming in JavaScript, such as parseInt, isNone, encode URI, and setTimeout. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. JavaScript provides a variety of built-in functions, which are powerful tools for efficiently creating programs. Here, we will explain in detail about the typical built-in functions in JavaScript. Built-in functions are functions that are provided as standard in JavaScript. These functions are designed to execute specific tasks concisely. Programmers do not have to implement them independently, which improves the readability and maintainability of the code. parseInt is a function that parses a string and converts it to an integer. If the beginning of the string contains a number, that part is returned as an integer. An optional radix, base, can also be specified. If the beginning of the string does not contain a number, it returns nan, not a number. Also, if a radix is not specified, it defaults to decimal, but if the string starts with 0x, it is interpreted as hexadecimal. Parsefloat parses a string and converts it to a floating point number. It is used when dealing with numbers that include a decimal point. Like parseInt, if the beginning of the string is not a number, it returns nan. It is characterized by correctly parsing not only the integer part but also the decimal part. isNone determines whether a given value is nan. Nan, not a number, represents an invalid value as a number. isNone is also valid for data types other than numbers, and for example, returns true if a string cannot be converted to a number. Number is a function that converts strings or other data types into a number. It returns nan if a non-numeric string is given. Unlike parseInt or parsefloat, number considers it an invalid conversion and returns nan if the string contains non-numeric characters. String is a function that converts numbers and other data types into strings. String 42 returns the string 42. If the value to be converted is null or undefined, it returns the strings null or undefined, respectively. It is useful for handling various data types, such as numbers, booleans, or objects, by converting them into strings. Array is a constructor used to create new arrays. If there is one argument, it is treated as the length of the array, and an empty array is created. If there are multiple arguments, an array with those values as its elements is created. Array is a method that determines whether the argument is an array. It returns true if the argument is an array, and false otherwise. Is finite determines whether a given value is finite. Returns true for finite numbers, and false otherwise, such as for infinity or nan. In JavaScript, infinity and infinity represent infinity and are of the number type, but is finite considers infinity as an invalid value. Eval is a function that evaluates and executes JavaScript code given as a string. You can execute JavaScript code dynamically. Eval is very powerful, but it poses a security risk, so it should be avoided in actual development. Executing externally provided code with eval can lead to unintended behavior and security vulnerabilities. Encode URI is a function used to encode, convert characters that cannot be used in a URL. On the other hand, decode URI decodes an encoded URL to its original form. Encoding is particularly important when dealing with special characters. For example, characters like spaces or and need to be encoded to be correctly included in a URL. So they must be appropriately processed using encode URI. Set timeout is a timer function used to execute a function once after a specified time. Set interval repeatedly executes a function at specified intervals. Set timeout and set interval execute asynchronously, calling the function after the specified time elapses. It's also possible to cancel executions using clear timeout or clear interval. Utilizing JavaScript's built-in functions allows you to write simpler and more efficient programs. The functions introduced here are basic and useful in various situations. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel and check out our new videos.